living my nightmare right now. I'm just outside of the mechanics, just waiting for them to see what's going on. And I just hate being at places like this because I literally have nothing to do, nothing to look at. But I'm just waiting to see what the issue is. He's checking it out. Been here for probably a good hour at this point, and I just want to go home. Hello, everybody. It is now the next day. It is Tuesday, March 31st. It's actually my birthday today and my mom's birthday. So please wish my mom a happy birthday in the comment section if you would like to. Yesterday, the last clip that I took, I was sitting outside of the mechanic's office because I took my car in because I was having an issue with the coolant, the check coolant light coming on. And soon after that, I had a very interesting experience, and by interesting, I mean scary. And if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know, but yesterday, soon after I took that clip, I had what I believe was my first panic attack. And so I didn't vlog for the rest of the day because honestly, I was really kind of like shaken by that experience when it was over with. So long story short, I was sitting outside waiting to hear what exactly was going on with my car. I felt fine. And then all of a sudden I didn't feel fine. And basically by not feeling fine, I felt very hot. Sorry, Genesis. I felt very hot. I felt nauseated. And just feeling nauseated gives me anxiety because I have like this phobia or fear of throwing up, and I haven't done so since the first grade. And sorry if that's TMI, but I get very nervous when I think I'm going to need to throw up. So I got up and I walked inside because I was just sitting outside and waiting. And I thought, well, maybe I just need to go inside because maybe I'm just hot and I need to like cool down. And it didn't help. And in fact, I started to feel like worse. And so then I got up and thought I just need to get to a bathroom, like put some water on my face, whatever I need to do. Like if I'm gonna have to throw up, I need to at least be in the bathroom. And I couldn't find the bathroom. So then I got more anxious. And then my stomach started to hurt. And one of the employees happened to be near at that time. And I asked him if he worked there. He said yes. And I said, can you please direct me to the bathroom? Like, where's the bathroom? So as he's walking me to the bathroom is when it really got really bad. I couldn't keep pace with the speed he was walking, and he wasn't walking that fast. And halfway there, I just started to get extremely lightheaded and like blurred vision. And I really thought I was gonna pass out. So midway to the bathroom, I had to stop and tell him, okay, I think I need to just turn around and get some water because I think I'm gonna pass out right now. And so then we turn around and he's like rushing me back to where I had just come from and said, let's have you sit down. There's a couch in there. I'll get you some water. So as I'm walking back, like it was just the most bizarre feeling. I've never had anything like this before. Never had an anxiety attack, never had a panic attack. And the way I described it to people is I said, like everything was just like turning white, like from the outside in. So it was like slowly turning white coming from both sides. And it was like I was there, but I wasn't. I could hear people around me, but I couldn't hear them like clearly, if that makes sense. And I honestly thought that for a split second, I thought, I wonder if like I'm dying. Because that's what it felt like. It felt like an out-of-body experience, like being present in a place but then not being present. So luckily I made it to the room I needed to get to sit down because I was really worried that I was gonna pass out right then and there on asphalt around people that I didn't know. But I made it back into the room and sat down and put my head down. And by this time I was just like sweating profusely, like just sweating, and I couldn't stop sweating. So I just put my head down, and by the time he made it back with water, I started to feel better, but I was a little shaky, I think, because I was like nervous and shook up and all of that. So I calmed down eventually, and then the mechanic came in and he's like, are you okay? Were you having a panic attack? And I said, I think so, because I didn't know. He actually said anxiety attack, and I said, I think so, because I didn't know what else it was, but I really think it was more like a panic attack, and I'm not really sure the nuances that deciphers one from the other. So he's like, okay, good. And he's like, now I don't want to tell you what's wrong with your car because then that might make it worse. And then we just kind of laughed about it. And then he told me what I need to get done with my car, which is going to cost me about $500, which is a whole nother story. But then I came home, and I didn't really do much for the rest of the day. I came home, I talked to my mom, I talked to my sister, and I just decided not to do much else. I was gonna go for a run, but I thought that would be a bad idea. So I just kind of laid low yesterday after that. I did end up going to have a properly socially distanced dinner outside with Liza and a friend of mine to celebrate my birthday and my friend's birthday. We kept ourselves separate from each other, which was nice just to have some company. And then I got home late at night, well, not that late, but like 10. So that was yesterday, which brings us to today, my birthday. And so part of that anxiety or panic that I feel like I was having yesterday, I think has something to do with that today is my birthday. It's also my mom's birthday, and knowing that this is going to be the first birthday in a long time that we don't get to spend together. And honestly, birthdays always trigger, not always, but birthdays always have the potential to trigger something within me. So with every birthday, I have this fear of, is it going to be one of those birthdays where I get anxious about the fact that I'm another year older? And by turning another year older, moving forward in age means I'm moving further away from the potential of having kids. And that gives me anxiety. And turning another year older is just another year that I've been single. And so those things tend to come up for me during birthdays, and some years they don't. Like last year's birthday, it wasn't even a part of my thought process at all. I had a great birthday. I was not feeling anything like that. This birthday I was nervous because of the situation, I think. I told someone I never thought I could feel more single than I already did, but being in isolation does make you feel more single. And so then that triggers the feeling of oh, you're single on your birthday, and how long have you been single? And so I was really nervous about that. And I know a lot of people will say you'll find the person in due time, and God has a plan and all those things, and that is true. But you also, at the same time, I've been holding it together and telling myself it's gonna be fine and convincing myself everything's okay for years now, more than 10 years. And that takes a lot of emotional and psychological energy and strength just to constantly tell yourself you are okay, you will be content, when you know that there's something that you feel like you're missing. And whether you want to admit it or not, biologically time is running out for you. And there's nothing that I can really do about it. I don't have the funds to save my eggs, so that's not an option. I could adopt, and that would be great, but if I had the choice, I would prefer to have my own child. So I think all of that, plus this situation that we're all living in, plus just general life anxieties and other things that I'm trying to accomplish and other goals that I've set for myself professionally and financially, just all came together at that moment. I certainly hope that that is the first time I've experienced that and the last time, because it was scary. The good news is that I'm feeling better today. I didn't wake up with an overwhelming feeling of depression or sadness, which is what I was nervous by. And I think it's because I just woke up to several messages from friends, family, people on Instagram wishing me a happy birthday, and that made me feel less alone today. So that was good. I got up, I slept way later than I intended to. I overslept by an hour. I went up and got out to go for a run. So I ran 3 miles this morning, and then I went to pick up my free birthday cake from Everything But Cake, and I got my free Starbucks, and I bought myself some mangoes because I love to eat those. And I came home, showered, ate. I just had a Zoom call with some friends of mine that are going to be participating in a Zoom call, or not a Zoom call, participating in an online panel for the Q conference that we were supposed to do live, obviously, last week, but because of the coronavirus that got canceled. So hopefully if you're watching this, you tuned into that call and got to see us talk about our experiences as teachers on social media. And now I'm getting ready to eat a little bit of lunch. I just realized my finger's been there that whole time. That was provided to me by a friend of mine, Stephanie. So she DoorDashed me some lunch since we couldn't go out to lunch together. The other thing that I got so far, I got to show you this, is I got this birthday present from my neighbor, who also happens to be a friend of mine. We used to teach at the same school together, and she was actually my mentor teacher when I first started at the school I was at. Not the last school, but the school before that, the one that I've been at the longest. And in here are 2 rolls of toilet paper. Now, I never thought that I would be excited to get toilet paper for my birthday, but you know. So I got that, and then not too long ago, the dogs are gonna be upset because I'm going to interrupt them. Not too long ago, my neighbor also sent over some flowers, and my neighbor happens to be a friend of mine, and her son also was in my class. So this was really sweet. She sent me this bouquet of flowers from her and her family, which really did brighten my day. And that's it. So I'm really trying to make the best of this birthday. So that's it for right now. I'm really trying to make the best of this birthday as I can. I think I'm gonna eat my lunch and then maybe work on a couple of things. I'm not exactly sure, sorry it's dark. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna work on, but just, that's it. That's how this birthday is going to be. And when all this gets back to normal, I'm sure we'll go out and have like a proper celebration with friends. So that's what's going on. I'm gonna let you say hello to the dogs because a couple of you commented that you liked seeing them. So here is Genesis. Say hi. There she is. There's Riley looking like he has an attitude. Say hi, Riley. Riley. So I'm gonna have lunch. They're probably gonna sleep, and we'll see what happens. Well, hello everyone. This is Wednesday. Much later than I expected to be checking in. I've actually been busy, like really busy or occupied today, and I wasn't really expecting it. So far today, I woke up, I went for a run, I went to pick up some items from Target. I think I'm considering that my Target run for the week. And then I came home, I was on a Zoom call with one of my administrators. I've been doing some work stuff, responding to emails, responding to student questions, things like that. And now I'm just like in there sending out emails and doing some other things like that. It's such a nice day. I've been working in my office, which has been nice because the weather's nice and there's a nice little breeze. A minute ago, I had both dogs in here with me. Right now, it's just Riley. He's my little, Riley! He's my little buddy. Wherever I am, he's going to be. Genesis is probably downstairs laying in front of one of the windows because she likes to lay in the sunlight. But I'm really trying to, like, I need to have like more of a structured schedule in my life. Like, yes, I'm teaching remotely and doing those things, but it's not like a structured schedule like it would be at school. And that's just kind of messing with my mind or messing with my flow or making me feel like, I don't know, it's just making me feel a little bit off. So I'm trying to figure out how to put one of those in place in a time where things are a little bit unstructured by nature of what we're doing. But I wanted to show you what I got at Target, because this is where we're at. I was supposed to be getting a new manicure today, but obviously that's not gonna happen. So this, if it focuses, is, oh dear, will that help? This is the current state of my nails. It's not focusing, but they're really not that bad. Let me see if I can turn it this way. Let's see. There we go. So you can see it's not really that bad yet. It's been 3 weeks. They're hanging on. And these are my nails with the exception of, I think I cracked a nail like really bad. Here, this one. This one is a tip, so you can see that my nail has now started to grow back. But the rest are my nails, and it's just like a thick gel. I'm 3 weeks in. I'm just gonna hold on to this for as long as I can. And when we get to the point where I can't hold on to that any longer, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to find a way to take it off. It just makes me sad because it's taken a while for my nails to get to this state. So I'm gonna need to find some kind of product to keep them strengthened, which is why I use that really thick gel. So in addition to that, I also don't know what's gonna be happening with my hair. I do have a hairdresser that is willing to do home visits, but I just don't know that I want to do that, even though we're both young and all of that. But at the same time, I need to get some things taken out of my hair, and I don't want to do it on my own. I'm not going to worry about that until I have to worry about it. And then also things like getting my eyebrows waxed and all of that. So I bought this today at Target. I'm a little worried and skeptical because there's not a lot of like directions on this. It was either this or waxing strips, and the thought of me waxing my own face sounds very frightening to me. So I found this. This was about $20. It says it's perfect for all facial hair. And so we're gonna have to do something because my eyebrows need to be kept clean. And you know, I do wax other parts of my face. So I got this in addition to just regular personal care items like lotion, baby oil, and all of that. But I know this is a first world problem, and I'm going to go ahead and say that, but it's just, you don't realize how much you rely on others for little things and self-care until you don't have access to those people or those things. So that's where I'm at now. I'm thinking about walking the dogs to PetSmart today instead of just walking them around the neighborhood like I normally do. I need to pick up the refill for Genesis's prescription, and PetSmart is about a mile away from here. And when I walk them on a normal basis, that walk in total is 1.5 miles. So walking to PetSmart and back would really only equate to about a half a mile more, and that seems doable for me. I'm just not sure about the dogs because, you know, he's a little chubber and he has little legs, and my fear is that he's gonna get tired at some point. So that's on my agenda. I'm getting ready for the panel that I'm going to be a part of tomorrow with the Q conference. This was something we were supposed to do in person, but obviously that's not happening. So there's some things I need to put together for that, and start thinking about my lesson plans for next week. So that has been what has been up so far today. I'm just thankful for just having a nice day and generally being in good spirits. So I'm gonna get back to work, and when I actually use this, I'm gonna try and use it tonight, I think. When I actually use this, I will let you know if it works, because I'm sure there's some of you out there that are in the same boat as I am. So I'll be sure to let you guys know. All right, it is much later in the day. It's 11:39. Just checking to see if I closed all my rings for the day, but I don't think that I did. Haven't been as like productive as I want to today. Yes and no. I've gotten things done, just not as quickly as I wanted to. So right now I'm in here making a Google form for office hours because I'm going to start that officially tomorrow. I just want to find a way to make sure that I maximize the time that I'm setting aside from this. And so the thing that kind of like is annoying is that you can set up office hours, but you don't really know if anyone's going to show up. And I just desperately want to know ahead of time, is someone going to show up? So I thought, I wonder if I can have them sign up for time slots on a Google form or a Google Doc. The Google form wouldn't work, obviously, but a Google Doc could work. But then the problem is, if I give that document, or if I give every student access to that document, there's nothing to prevent a student from going in and erasing someone just to be funny or just to be mean, and then me missing an appointment or a meeting with the student that way. So that didn't work. So what I think I've come up with is a good option. So I'm making a Google form, and I'm just most excited by this cute little background. I'm making a Google form that just basically tells them that my office hours will be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11:30 to 12:30. This is for my homeroom class. There will be a different block of time for my switch class. And I'm asking everyone to fill this out by putting their first name and last name, which should just take them a hot second, and let me know, do they need to meet with me today? So they're either going to say yes, no, or not today. And then it says, if you are planning on meeting with me today, what do you need help with or have a question about, just so that I have an idea going into it. Or if you just want to say hello, you can do that as well, and then they have the space to answer that. So these first 2 questions are going to be required. This one's not, because obviously if someone feels like they don't need to meet, then there wouldn't be any purpose for them to type anything there. So my plan is, in just a second, with that form, I'm going to schedule a remind message to go out tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. With this attached, letting them know that I will have office hours today and that I am asking for them to fill out this form just so that I know how many students to expect so that I can plan accordingly. So I think that is as close as I can get to scheduling them and having some sense of who needs to meet with me and how many students that is going to be. So I've just done that. Sorry, my arm was getting tired. But last I spoke to you, what did I do? I did some things for the panel that I'm going to be on tomorrow, so I had to like get some things set up for that. I walked the dogs. I talked to a friend of mine and her daughter. I ate dinner, just had some more ice cream and cake. The biggest part is I put my laundry away. I cannot tell you how many weeks I've had clean laundry in a basket just not put away because I'm not on a set schedule, and I finally said enough is enough. I got the laundry put away, and I also talked to my sister. So I find that I spend so much more time on the phone talking to people now because that's really our only way to connect. So my sister and I talked for a minute, and then I came up here after I ate dinner to kind of get this done and situated. So on the list of things to do I made for myself, I can check this off, and now I'm just need to Google form to check in format, like that needs to be canceled. Now I just need to schedule this message on Remind, and I can check that off also. And the only thing left for me to do, according to this, let me make sure nothing on there is private. According to this to-do list on my phone, is I need to figure out what I want to talk about in my financial video for the month of March. And I was supposed to get Genesis's prescription today, but I forgot they closed early, so we didn't get to walk to Banfield. So that's going to have to happen tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight for the day, finish this up, shower, hopefully get situated and read, and really just work on getting myself into some kind of civilized functioning routine so that I can just be better. So see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Friday morning. It is probably around 11 right now. I'm at a Volkswagen dealer because I'm getting my car checked. I think I mentioned earlier this week that I was taking it to a mechanic, the mechanic where I had my panic attack at, because the check coolant light keeps coming on and I didn't know why. So I got a little leery because when I called that mechanic back to make arrangements to drop my car off, he couldn't really remember what he had diagnosed my car with. And Volkswagens are like kind of finicky about certain things, so I'm just always leery about getting certain types of repairs done. Secondly, I wanted to know if the issue that I'm having is somehow covered under a warranty or a recall. So I just dropped my car off and I'm just waiting for the shuttle to take me home. But there is a chance that it's just a leak that is covered by a warranty because I have less than 100,000 miles on my car. So my fingers are crossed. So I'm just waiting on the shuttle to take me back home because it could take all day. But I'm just really hoping that this is going to be covered, but here I am. Yeah.
Is for a shuttle?
Yeah. Yeah. So my shuttle's here, I got it. All right, it is now about 3 o'clock. And I'm actually waiting to be picked up now from a courtesy shuttle from Volkswagen. So the bad news is, well, I said that as if there's going to be good news, and I don't really think that there is good news right now. No, that's not them. The bad news is the repair that could have been covered by warranty. I think I set this when I was waiting for the courtesy shuttle to be ready. We were hoping that the reason my coolant light was coming on was due to a part that was actually under warranty, because even though my car is 7 years old. It's a 2013. It only has 68,000 miles on it. So this warranty covers the car up to 100,000 miles. As of right now, it doesn't sound like that's actually the issue. I believe there is, what he said is there's an oil leak, and he sent me pictures to kind of show that. And it's something that needs to be repaired, because if I don't fix it, it's just gonna lead to bigger, more expensive problems. And the total cost of that with parts and labor is over, Riley, it's over, hey, stop, Riley. It's over $2,000. That's over $2,000 to get that repaired. And many will say, we'll take it somewhere else. And my problem is that what they diagnosed the problem as is not what the mechanic that I went to earlier said it was. So I don't necessarily trust that process. And it's just one of those things, like, I don't want to spend money getting something fixed by someone who works on foreign cars but doesn't necessarily only work on Volkswagens, get that fixed, and then not have the full problem addressed, and then have to go back and spend more money. So that is the bad news of the day. If I put a positive spin on this, I could say, well, because I've been working towards just being better financially, I do have the emergency fund that I just really got funded a couple months ago. So that's a good portion of where the money is gonna come from. And I don't have certain payments coming out this month, like my Orange Theory subscription won't come out because it's closed, and I can funnel that money there. And I think I have my stipend coming in from my union being the site rep at my school site, so that's money coming there. And that's all good. It's just that it's frustrating because I feel like I'm taking a step back. And so it's hard to think about that when you are just like in the middle of it. So that's that. In terms of teaching and how that's going, I just spent a little over 2 hours doing Google Meets with my homeroom and switch class. I did it with my partner teacher. And so we were talking about how going forward, we're doing it because we know the kids want to socialize, but we need to give them a purpose in socializing. So the first one was like kind of all over the place. The second one with my homeroom class, I gave them some riddles and we kind of talked them through, and that made it a little bit fun. The hard part, and what's interesting, is you still have those kids that you know they're there, but they aren't seen, and so it's a little awkward for me to talk to someone that I can't physically see on the screen, if that makes sense. So that took about 2 hours. And then I just finished chatting with another student just to check in with her to make sure she's okay. And I need to come back after I get my car situated and like figure out what's gonna happen with distance learning for next week, as well as look over the work that they've done this week. So in the moment, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, a little stressed by just like my car situation and distance learning and all of that. So I'm just waiting on the shuttle right now. I need to straighten up a little bit, and then I gotta get focused. So happy Friday. I did get my Starbucks today though, because I'm trying to keep that little bit of normalcy in my life. So I don't know. I might talk to you guys later. I'm not sure what's, you know, I will talk to you later because I do have to close out the vlog for the week. So I'll talk to you later. It's now about 6:30. I'm sitting here with Jenny. Say hi, Jenny. She's sniffling. And I really just want to close out the vlog for the week. And if I were to be honest right now, I'm just like, I just can't with distance learning right now. I think I just talked to one of my assistant principals and just told her I just feel so like overstimulated or overworked mentally. And so we kind of talked about some reasons why. And the bottom line is I think it's just stripped me of all self-assuredness I normally would have in my teaching life, in terms of like knowing what to expect, knowing what to do, being able to predict what's gonna go wrong and how to rectify that. And it's almost left me feeling like I don't have that sense of security, because I have never done most of this before. And I don't think I think we're underestimating the amount of anxiety that is created by spending the vast majority of your day looking at a screen, responding to emails all day, responding to texts. Like everything that we're doing to teach involves like a piece of tech, which involves a screen of some sort. And there's very minimal human interaction in the process. And I think for me, that is what causes me to have this heightened sense of stress, because there is no variation in my interactions. And I think that's what's difficult. So, I need to kind of look at the work that my students submitted for the week, see who submitted it, see who did not, give them some feedback, think about what I need to do next week, think about what I need to include in the video that I'll probably record, and just get ready for another week. I think my fear right now is that this feeling of anxiety that I find I'm having quite frequently in relationship to my teaching life, I can't like sustain this. Like I cannot be living feeling like this for the next 7 weeks of school, which is what we have left. And the feeling of potentially feeling like that for more than a couple days gives me that much more anxiety. So I'm gonna try and like take it down a notch, take it easy, and just kind of regroup and really kind of pinpoint what is causing me the anxiety and see if I can address that and go from there. That's how I'm ending the vlog. I'm sorry I didn't really end it on like a high note or a happy note, but that's just like the reality of it. And I do want to be as truthful as possible about what this feels like, or what distance learning may feel like for a teacher, and what are the pros, if any. I don't really know that there are pros in the grand scheme of things versus the cons, or what's easy or what's difficult. So I'm sorry to end it on kind of a downer, but if you enjoyed seeing yet another week in my life that involved a little bit of everything, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. Make sure to go over to Instagram and follow me if you have not done that as well. And I will be sure to see you guys next week for another week in my life. So until then, see you later.